Hello, 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 and welcome back to the MP podcast. I am your host, Moraya, creator and founder of Master in Progress, and I am so excited to. Oh, gosh, I just realized what the topic is for this week. Um, and I'm trying to go through this without crying, so bear with me. Um, but hi, welcome, and this podcast. I am so sorry, excuse me. This podcast, we will be talking about adoption. And more directly, because the series this month is about love, we will be talking about how the power of love creates families. Um, if you don't know, your girl is adopted. She was adopted at 6 months. I'm talking in the third person. Let me stop. I was adopted at 6 months old. Um, so I like to get something clear. When I talk about my parents, people ask me, "Oh, like your real parents?" My real parents are the ones who raised me and the ones who loved me from all I know. Okay, from 6 months old, you don't remember that much before then. Don't remember much after that either. Okay, so my parents, when I say my parents, I mean the ones who raised me, who literally gave me such a privileged life, literally gave me access to so many opportunities, who provided for me. I never had a want. Like all of the needs were met. Okay? Those are my parents. They don't really like to be in the public eye, so I won't share their names, but you could probably figure it out. And they're, successful in their own right. I was raised by a doctor and an entrepreneur. And look what look what came out. Anywho, back to what the topic is at hand. So, what was I talking about? Oh, love, adoption, families. So, I think in America especially, but I think just the world. The typical family, mom, dad, two kids, that's it. Guess what? That's not happening anymore. Even though my family does look like that. Mom, dad, and two kids. One girl and one boy. Yes, it does. Yes. But I adoption was something that probably could have been talked about a lot more in my household, and I think talked about a lot more in the world. So I'm definitely will be doing a whole month just on adoption, and um, there's a lot of stuff in Congress right now going on about adoption, and a lot of work that's being done, which I'm very happy about and do believe needs to be done. But I think there's a lot of misconception around adoption and a lot of um, misunderstandings. And there are so many different paths in adoption. And I think one of the main important things is that we have to make sure no matter what path of adoption anyone is on or a part of or wherever they're at, the most important thing is that that child feels loved no matter where they're at. Whether I was in the grand granny It was like a foster system for me for the first 6 months of my life. I was taken from the hospital straight into the granny system at Spence Chapin. Shout out Spence Chapin. That was where I was adopted from. And then, well, not where, but like they facilitated my adoption. So shout out Spence Chapin. Um, and then at 6 months, I was brought to my forever family, is the term they use in adoption lingo, and never left. They were stuck with me. Hi. They were stuck with me, and for better or for worse. And I gave them a run for their money. I definitely did. Um, and because of them, like I said, lived a very privileged life. I think what was tough for me, and definitely something I want people to learn about, is learning how to love a kid uh, through. It's an identity crisis in a way, and I guess it gets into like the nature and versus nurture, because like I have no idea what my nature is. I couldn't tell you what my nature is. I don't have any pictures. I don't know who I look like, where I get certain genes from, why I'm 6 feet tall. I have no idea about my nature, but I could tell you about my nurture. And my nurture is the reason why we're very hard working, great work ethic. Thank you, mom and dad. Specifically, actually, both of them taught me work ethic in different ways. Um, my nurture is why your girl um, has a few, a little reserved, a little bit. Just, I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to focus. We're supposed to keep this 10 minutes. Okay, once again, don't know anything about my nature, don't know what I'm supposed to look or who I'm supposed to look like. And I feel like that creates a little bit of an identity crisis for any person. You're like, oh, wait, who am I resembling? But my nurture comes all the way through. And we thank God every day for how my parents nurtured me, because one, my work ethic, which a lot of y'all need. Two, um I mean, we're a bit stubborn. I wonder where I got that from. Three, I very giving. I will say, my mother specifically, um very much into give back to the communities, make sure you're helping others and leaving people better than where you met them, and making sure we know that me and my brother, have a lot more than many people in this world. And so it's very important to understand that, acknowledge it, and move forward with that knowledge to try to make this world a better place. And my nurture also, like, I want to host. I think that's why I run an event planning agency. Thank you, mom. My mother was a great host. She our Christmas parties, our family Christmas parties, my birthday parties, that woman could host. So I thank my mother for the MP agency, because I saw her create these amazing parties. Um, and now I'm doing it for other people. So thank you, mom. But back to love and adoption. All jokes aside, I think when it comes to adoption, it is very important that you are leading with love like you are anything else in your life. But that child needs to know they're loved no matter what, because they are already going through so much of a crisis internally because especially when you have a closed adoption, they have no idea where they come from. They don't know why or how or what happened. And if you don't, if you're already going through that and then don't feel loved by the people who have told you they loved you, that's a whole nother crisis waiting to happen. And I don't, I think it's very important for parents who are adopting a child know that you have healed most of your brokenness so that you don't take it out on this child, because this child has done nothing wrong and yet they've already been rejected once. And to have to go through that rejection over and over and over and over is hard. And no matter what the situation is, I think every adopted kid has this wounded feeling of not being chosen and not being loved and not being good enough to be loved. And so if they can't be loved by their adopted family either, then that wound just explodes. So, if you are adopting a child or thinking about adopting a child, please, please make sure you're leading with love. And you let that kid know that you love them no matter what. And you let whoever you adopt know that you love them no matter what, no matter how much they mess up, no matter what wrong decisions they make, that you love them and nothing's going to change that love for them. Please, please. With that being said, adoption is great, guys. It's a good way to spread the love that we obviously need in this world today. So, um, if you're adopted, I would love to hear more about it. And we'll definitely dive more into adoption and have a series on that because it's important and it's a big part of my life. So I love all of you. And as always, keep